Episode 42. It's been a rocky road. All right, around 7:30 a.m. episode 42, day 48 on trail. We just left Water Source Camp, talking to Foxtail a little bit. Took a slower morning and took a deep breath. This is a little steep up that we're facing in the morning. And gonna take a slow stroll, I think 17 miles to the road. Don't know if we'll make the shuttle or not. I think we're just gonna try to slow down and enjoy the day. And just appreciate the fact that we can last this long. Body's feeling pretty good. Some minor things that, you know, you're never really 100%, but everything's doing good. And we're excited to get back in and plan our next trip out after Tehachapi. Look at that view. Whew, beautiful. Oh, back on this beautiful part here. That was a little steep up. But, so how's Unicorn doing after those?
I'm doing okay.
70 miles of 3 days and...
Feet kind of sore. Looking forward to my new shoes in Kennedy Meadows.
Huh. Yeah, so you're getting new shoe in Kennedy Meadows.
Yeah, it'll be my first new pair. These ones have taken me 700 miles.
Wow. Wow. It's a long time.
Yeah.
What kind of shoes are those?
The Ultra Temps, these are the 1.5s, which they don't make anymore, which is sad because they're great.
Okay. All right, well, guess what? If I keep holding this camera up like this, I'm gonna trip. So I'm gonna catch everyone on the other side. Yeah, one of the advantages of going actually Sobo back here and then back to Walker's, we bumped into
Sleeping Beauty?
and yeah, so we caught up with them. I'm not sure if we got them on vid last time. At town, we kind of camped out at the same hotel, but so glad to see a happy face. This brightened up my day because it's been kind of rough, you know, we put in a lot of miles, but still living happy as known time. Anything you want to say up to this point?
Loving it.
Loving it. Awesome. I think we're all loving it. Beautiful weather. The wind is just perfect breeze, and we're gonna have a good time today. Thank you. Along this road here, we're walking. It's like you have to follow this ridge on the road, and then the tire tracks change, and it gets really rocky, and then it doesn't. But it's relatively flat at this section. There's been some pretty steep ups and downs, but I think we're past that. I think it might be like one up and then one more massive down. But we'll take it step by step. And the weather's fair, warm in the sun, but not too hot, little breeze. And that is the scenery that we have right now. Wow, so a little shot there of the road, and I don't know, when I get to this opening here, I'll show everyone I'm kind of having flashbacks from episode 2 when I realized that the desert was going to be my home away from home. And as you can see, as we're coming back to it, you know, the mental challenge through all of this is that your plans sometimes, many times, they change. And even though I'm not much of a planner, I think that I'm more of a big picture person than a day-to-day. But even in a big picture, there's still pieces of that big picture that happen that are planned day-to-day. But, you know, going out here, we were packed from Tehachapi to Kennedy Meadows. That's how much food we packed out. We go up the mountain, goes gale force winds, and then Bushwhack's group kind of came down, talked me into my senses after talking to all the folks that went past that day. I'm glad everybody is safe that I spoke to at least, and anyone that I wonder. But Unicorn's talking to someone in the back there. But bottom line, we packed a lot of food out for those days, and we're carrying it back to Tehachapi, not needing to resupply to get to Kennedy Meadows once we get dropped off at Walker Pass. But other than that, it saves us kind of like a couple hours at the grocery store at least when we get back into town. And we'll catch everyone on the other side. I gotta have a conversation up here with someone that we're talking to on trail. Again, so back to the point, you can see the desert there. So I found it to be extremely, we just bumped into a fellow named Miles. But back to the point is, not only did it place a burden on the food carry, because the food carry is one thing, but we packed enough food to go from, you know, Tehachapi to Kennedy Meadows. So all that extra food, and then still on our back, and then like the mental game of seeing everyone go north or we're going south, and then you're just talking to everyone and you have to just keep talking about the same story because they ask and you want to tell. And so that mental part threw me off. And then you add in the conditions early on, which were pretty cold and blistering. Just being healthy for the first time. And you're like, wait a minute here, I'm healthy for the first time in a while. And then now all of a sudden, my plans have changed. Literally, you saw, if you watched that video, within like 3 miles of us getting out there. And so going south, finishing today, we're taking it easy, getting back into town. We don't think we're gonna stop at Ridgeview or whatever, Ridge Lion Town or whatever town that is. I think we might just go back to Tehachapi and maybe, because we crushed so many miles in so little time, earn ourselves an extra 0, replenish before we do our extra 50 from Walker Pass to Kennedy Meadows. We just heard reports that there was snow and some people had to stay back. But enough about that. I don't know why I chose a day walking downhill with rocks all in my way to do the self vlog. But maybe it's because it's so vast out here and I feel like I need to talk to somebody sometimes, you know. We're working on 2 months coming out here. Mental game is real. I think the physical game follows. I think sometimes my mental says that I can't do it, but my body just does it. So going through a little bit of that and trying to enjoy every day, trying to really appreciate that we can still be out here all this time. Thank you all for watching. oddly, here we are, kind of back where we started. It seems like so many moons ago, we were on the side of the highway meeting Cutesy giving us tangerines and then getting turned back because of the wind. So here we are, gonna catch a hitch probably back into town, maybe revisit the Burger King or TK Pizza, take a Nero, possible Zero. Gotta see what we're gonna do. But I think this is gonna wrap up part of this desert. We'll get dropped off at Walker Pass, clean up that last 50 before we hit the Kennedy Meadows General Store and meet Susie and Two Foot Adventures out there in them parks coming up sometime soon. But I'm just going to take these last few miles, even though we did them already, and just soak it all in again. We're down here at the water cache, waiting for our ride back to Tehachapi, maybe hit Burger King, but I bumped into a great fellow traveler here giving me a little bit of advice. Really cool person, and your name is?
Hey, I'm Produce.
Produce.
That's right.
So you are headed to Kennedy Meadows, right?
That is where I'm headed.
Right, and we're down here, and I would just like to not take up too much of your time. What would you like to tell the public viewers at home, PCT Class of 2021? Any words of wisdom, anything you got to say?
Well, I would like to remind you that you are forged of the same elements of Mother Nature out here, planet Earth. You are an integral part of the planet. Don't forget it. Keep your humility, keep your humanity, show some love. It is a rough time in this world, and we can all benefit from a little bit of kindness. So,
you know what I said? So it goes back to episode 1. I hashtagged happiest known time. So I said everyone's gonna let it go and just have the happiest time, no matter what your goals are. If you want to crush, crush.
Yep.
If you want to come out here and chill out, but have that happiest known time. It's kind of the same vibe.
Absolutely.
Right?
Bring it back to the present moment, man. Don't forget where you are. You're out here. It is beautiful. Experience it. Don't just fly through it. Take a deep breath.
You know what? We're going to take that words of wisdom. The desert was tough. You know, it almost broke us a few times. You know, I let people know it's kind of tough out here. It's beautiful. It's been sensationalized online as well.
Yeah.
There are tough moments, but we'll take your words of wisdom. Other than that, we'll catch everyone on the other side. Produce, thank you very, very much.
Great to meet you, man. Peace and love.
Episode 42. Like deja vu back here at the Best Western Plus. We did 16.7 miles today. Right? You guys can see that Unicorn is trying to sleep. I have a weird like lino blanket thing with my puppy. Like I sleep with it all the time now. I feel like it's weird if I don't sleep with my puppy. It's weird. So anyway, episode 42, 16.7 miles. We got out, got a ride back, decided to go back to Tehachapi. And what do you say it? Tehachapi. And pretty much take a Nero, I don't know, maybe a Zero, and then we'll just take a ride right back up to Walker Pass, do another 50 miles, ride into Kennedy Meadows, hit the general store. I think that's the plan. Don't know, so Nero, maybe a Zero. It was a great time, couple 20s, and then high teens out. Did it quick. And met some good friends and some good people. Saw a lot of old friends on the way down. It was great. Saw a bunch of people thought we'd never see again. We saw them again. It was awesome. But other than that, you can see we got a whole bunch of BK in the back. And really tired. Didn't even do laundry today, so we'll wake up tomorrow morning, do laundry. And then we'll prepare for our venture into Kennedy Meadows from Walker Pass. Other than that, I think that I've covered everything. The theme of the day was a rocky road, because at first it felt very rocky. You know, we had to switch up our game. We carried food to Kennedy Meadows, enough supply, and then that didn't work out. We went Sobo. We still had to carry all the food we had, so we carried a little bit of extra weight. You know, trying to figure out what day we could come here and there and all the planning. So it was a little bit rocky, but we had some good guidance from, of course, Steve and Bushwhack, and also Mango and Slice were there, really cool. Redline was there, really cool. So hopefully they're all doing fine, but we might take some extra time heal up the body, continue to slam more calories, and then get back to the trail in a little bit. Other than that, I think that's a long enough outro. Got to get some editing done before bed and then wake up and then figure out what we're doing. Thank you for the support and the comments and all that good stuff. And we'll catch everyone on the other side. I'm going to try to get to bed here. Got about, another hour or two max. I'll be able to stay up. And then we'll get ready for the next adventure. But it's been really good, and really glad to be back on track. Catch everyone on the other side.